Welcome to Vacuum Wars, and to a special news edition discussing Dyson's brand new product lineup released earlier this week. Dyson, who is known for their innovative engineering, has just announced 5 new products, some of which look to be real game changers in their respective markets. Let's start off with their new cordless vacuums, the Gen5detect and Gen5outsize, because they give us an opportunity to talk about the new hyperdymium motor, which will play a role in other new Dyson products as well. The Gen 5 in the name refers to the 5th generation of the hyperdymium suction motor. Dyson is known for its research and development, and they've spent nearly $500 million over the years developing motors that are small enough to be put in cordless vacuums without making them too heavy, but powerful enough to compete with upright vacuum motors. And they claim that this new one gives the Gen 5 cordless series, quote, unrivaled suction. The Gen 5 cordless vacuums also have newly designed filtration systems, with the big change being a much higher quality HEPA filter, which is now rated at 0.1 microns instead of 0.3. I know that doesn't sound like much, but it's actually quite a bit of an upgrade in terms of filtration. And when it's paired with Dyson's sealed system, which they now call full machine HEPA H13 filtration, it means that what goes into the vacuum doesn't leak out, which is definitely not the case with most cheaper cordless vacuums. The Gen5detect and Gen5outsize also have an upgraded, brighter green light on the soft roller floor head for better illuminating dust and debris when vacuuming. They both come with some new tool designs and new ways to use those tools that seem pretty useful. Although the LCD display looks a little bit different from the previous V15 Detect, the Gen 5 series seems to have many of the same features as the V15, such as a particle detector, which allows its suction to be automatically adjusted up or down depending on how dirty the floor is, which optimizes battery life and performance. The sensor also allows particles to be counted, categorized, and displayed on the display, which I think is really cool, but minimally useful. Dyson says that the Gen 5 Detect has a 70-minute runtime compared to only 60 on the V15, which probably speaks to the new motor's efficiency, and you can double that if you get the outsize version. Moving on to Dyson's new robot vacuum, the 360 Vis Nav. It's been a while since we've seen a robot vacuum from Dyson, and it looks like they went back to the drawing board and basically started from scratch with the 360 Vis Nav. The big story is about its power. They're using, I think, the exact same Gen 5 hyperdymium motor with this robot, and they're making big, bold claims about its power compared to every other robot on the market. So I hope all that power translates to great performance, but I won't really know until we test it. The 360 in its name refers to the top-mounted 360-degree camera and its SLAM-based navigation system, which also includes LED lights for navigating in the dark, something other V-SLAM robots can't do. All of that is the same basic tech that their previous robot, the 360i, had, though there seems to be a much larger processor this time, and it seems like a massive effort has been put into the software engineering with the 360 Vis Nav to make it more efficient with its navigation. Dyson went with a D-shaped design for their robot this time, which in theory is better for cleaning corners. They also have a new mechanical edge cleaning device which extends and retracts automatically. Its main brush is much larger than a typical robot vacuum's brush. They went with a modified soft or fluffy roller for the brush, which would make it one of the best robot vacuums for hard floors in theory. They say it also has stiff bristles for carpet agitation, so I'm hoping it does well with carpet deep cleaning too. It has a particle sensor just like their other new products. The 360 Vis Nav uses its particle counter primarily to adjust its suction up or down depending on how dirty the floor is. They say it has the same full machine HEPA H13 filtration system as with the cordless vacuums, which as far as I know is the first time that a robot vacuum manufacturer has claimed to have a sealed system. One interesting thing in the specs is that it seems to have a rather low 50-minute runtime. It has recharge and resume, so it's not that big of a deal, but it will be interesting to test its battery efficiency when we do our official review. Next up is the Dyson Submarine Wet Roller Head, which is Dyson's effort to get into the lucrative wet-dry or hard floor vacuum mop combo market. The idea is that you attach the Submarine attachment just like you would any other attachment. It has a self-contained clean and dirty water tank in the head and a microfiber roller, so you can vacuum and mop at the same time. It necessarily has a much smaller clean and dirty water tank compared to its full-size competitors, so efficiency with water usage is stressed in the promotional material. This sounds like a great idea, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this become the future of this product type if it works well. But there is a catch in this case, which is that the Submarine attachment isn't backwards compatible. In fact, it doesn't even work with the new Gen5detect series. It will only work with the newer Dyson V15S or the V12S detect. Note the S in the name, which I presume stands for Submarine, both of which will be released later. Finally, let's talk about the new air purifier, the Dyson Purifier Big+Quiet Formaldehyde. In addition to the amazing feature suite seen on most high-end Dyson air purifiers, the big story with this new model is its new cone aerodynamics, which delivers 32 feet of projection for use with much larger areas than previous air purifiers. This is something that Dyson has been out in front of for a long time. They've spoken out against the typical way that air purifiers are tested and scored, because in those tests, you're supposed to have a ceiling fan or another type of fan on in the room, and Dyson argues that most people won't have those things, and so the air purifier itself should help with air circulation. But it appears that Dyson has made improvements in this regard yet again. In addition to its HEPA H13 particle filter, it uses a new K carbon filter, which they say is 3 times as effective with gases and odors as previous versions were. It also has catalytic oxidation for formaldehyde reduction. I'll put links in the description to all of this as it becomes available, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you leave so you don't miss out on our full reviews of each of these products. Thanks for watching.